This is Cuckold Simulator. What is a cuck, you might ask? Well, according to the top results of Urban Dictionary, it's a man who lets his wife or his girlfriend have, relations with other men. Usually, watching the act happen. Also, apparently someone like Will Smith, who is actually in this game, oddly enough. But you gotta watch to find out what happens there. What happens when you take a bunch of Reddit memes, right-wing political memes, crazy neighbors, and one man who's oddly secure in his status as a man and his, unique needs. You get Cuckold Simulator. Life is a beta male cuck. Have I played this before? Yes. Am I playing it all over again just to check out any new content? Also yes. So let's get cucked. Wait, no.
My wife.
Let's not get cucked.
To work hard.
Just like the video already. We start off pretty simple. Frolicking our way to go up and check on our extremely ugly baby who's totally ours. Our Soylent collection, and our wife with her boyfriend, Tyrone, who aren't the happiest to see us and scream to get out of the room. Which we do.
Before you leave, give me your money. How much? All of it. I know you'll spend it better than I would, bro. There goes my 10,000. I was a rich cuck just a minute ago. I'm no longer a rich cuck. This is horrible.
Because the closet is in the room, right?
Here and watch.
Oh, apparently it is. Alright.
I'm in trouble now.
But before leaving, we grabbed Tyrone's blicky from the bathroom, which I really hope he didn't pee on it.
Oh, I apparently
maybe we
have
do
acquired
hope he
Tyrone's
peed on it? I don't know, man. But my cuck senses tingle, so before greeting my other not son home from school, I used my incredibly nimble jumping to climb onto the roof of the house and get a sneak peek of wife and Tyrone through the bedroom window. But yeah, they're just standing there, so I said hello to the kid.
Imagine just seeing this motherfucker run out of that house like that towards you when you're getting off the bus from school in front of all of your friends, dude.
After turning on Twitch to Deshaun's favorite streamer, we immediately jaunt upstairs to enter our goon cave and absorb our funky pop collection, which you'll notice a few empty spaces on our shelf. Yep, that's right, this game has collectibles.
Daddy's home. Funky pops.
The collection is fairly simple. You kind of just travel around to different locations in the game and find them in some obvious and some not very obvious locations. But we'll touch on that a little bit later after browsing Reddit.
You gave all of your money to Tyrone. Time to browse Reddit.
Then after Reddit, we go to YouTube and search some of our favorite content, which you should totally subscribe to before heading to one of the first locations of the game, the nightclub, to search for a new partner for our open relationship to spend time with when wife is too busy with Tyrone. But the club goes exactly as you'd expect it for a cuck. It's full of NPCs, a huge bouncer who tries to extort us, and the bartender that wants nothing to do with us. But the MSNPC board works. Unfortunately, we can't afford a subscription yet, or really anything for that matter. I hope Tyrone makes good use of our money.
The women will have to wait.
Time to head home. The next day, we wake up in our closet of a bedroom and immediately run off to check on wife, but they're still doing it in there. My God.
They're still in there together? God damn.
So, we watched Deshaun Fortnite dance on our car for a moment before being thoroughly impressed and driving off to our daily task, work. It's a cuck's best friend, next to watching his wife getting plowed. But we missed a day of work apparently, and the boss isn't too happy. Yeah, and we have to do this every single day of the game. Although there are some funny Easter eggs going on through our slew of NPC coworkers, the game won't allow you to go anywhere else in the morning besides the occasional time or two, and just like real life, work sucks. But we're a good little cuck and do it anyways. For Tyrone. And for wife, I guess. Also, no bathroom breaks or we'll die.
Initiating termination protocol for employee 864-C-005. Name, Cuckold. Your employment at Globo Corp is henceforth concluded.
Oh, utterly annoying. I was sitting there for a hot fucking minute. Well, that was a good shit. Time to get to work. Love how it zooms in right on my ass as soon as I spawn in.
Remember when I mentioned that Funky Pop collection? Yeah, this is where that starts. Deshaun grabbed them all and placed them in random parts of the world as some very forgivable TikTok challenge. Bruh. So knowing that they're obviously not toys and are rare valuable collectibles that need a tender loving home, we start to collect them, while not neglecting our other responsibilities, of course. There are so many of them that I won't bore my way through explaining where they all are right here. There's guides on Steam that can show you where they all are, which I absolutely used. There's no way I was going to search for all of those. Jesus Christ, they're still in there? My God. Daddy's coming for his Funky Pops.
Daddy's coming.
I hate my life. The next days come around and we notice something particularly satisfying. Tyrone Jr. found his way into the garage and is crawling around in there. Welcome to your new home for the rest of the game, you little freak. So we did a little Funky Pop shuffle on our way to the nightclub after work to buy a subscription-based service to the MSNPC, which, honestly, I couldn't be bothered to read any of this at any point, so we're just gonna ignore them from now on. Seriously, who the hell reads anymore? Regarding our choice to buy a new subscription, I paid the bouncer instead to get VIP access to the nightclub to, look at boobs, I guess. Oh, and anime girls. But the anime girl just wants drugs and money. It's unfortunate that she's not only homeless, but also has a killer headache. So we decide that we might have a chance with her if we get her what she wants. So I asked the only man I can think of at the club where to get drugs, the holy grail of information at any establishment, the bartender, who recommended we talk to someone in Chinatown who runs a pharmacy. Guess it's his cousin or something. We won't have time to do that tonight though, unfortunately, as the Cucks gotta work. So after unveiling the Wage Cage 9000, a work of absolute art in terms of efficiency, then we head to Chinatown to find the pharmacy, along with a few other stops along the way. Currency here is a bit different. We have to exchange our US funny money for super stable Chinese wands. It would be a 3-to-1 ratio, but we kind of insulted the exchange lady's English, and she reduced it down to 2.7 for every dollar. I wasn't being racist, though. Does this look like the face of a racist? Chinatown's filled with a lot of things. An arcade, a strip club, hotel, pharmacy, food, and a lot of other things we'll explore on later. So, after a quick nap on the sidewalk and looking into a random window to see if we can get our cuck fix in, we make our way to the pharmacy to purchase the much-needed pain medication for the anime girl to, quench her thirst for having no headache, I guess. But before entering the arcade to prove our skills as an absolute gigachad of a gamer, we see a lonely, impressionable man off to the side, so we attempt to console him as he tells us about his need for therapy and his online streaming career or something. I wasn't really paying attention. I just wanted a new victim to join the cult of cuck. Into the arcade. Half the machines in the arcade are a bit broken. All we can really do is gamble on the wheel of genders and the slot machine of whatever half of these flags mean. But there's also prizes, like a new Funky Pop. We need it. We need it. Now, the arcade is a bit broken, in terms of game mechanics, not just being a shitty arcade. The Slums of India game is one of those coin-dropping games, but whether intentional or not, I discovered that if you just stand next to it long enough, it just keeps giving you tickets. So instead of wasting my hardly earned money, I, sort of just stood here. For a couple of hours. Like, real-life hours. I need a life. So after a slight chat with the self-proclaimed arcade mommy...
Oh, she's gonna accuse us of cheating. Question? Sure, anything for you. What's your favorite game?
Thank you, sir.
Slots.
We redeemed the tickets that we got completely legitimately and buy the Funky Pop and some super sick pink heart sunglasses to boost our stats even more. before heading to the bar and talking to our newest initiate. I mean friend. But we make a quick stop at the game spot first to check out some of the other games from Team Sneed. We don't buy any of them, though. Cuck Souls and the Giant Funky Pop will have to wait for a couple more paychecks. So we have a chat with the lonely dude over some strawberry soy beverage drinks about his wife who's apparently cheating on him, and we convince him that being a cuck is good. And he buys into it. But hey, he paid us, so it's all good, right? Right? Oh, also there's a Funky Pop in the bathroom. Skipping a day or two of being a wagey, we arrive on night 7, one of the most popular events in the game. So much so that the dev made not only one, but 2 separate cash grabs just to replay it. No, I'm not buying it. So we hand over Tyrone's blicky that we stole out of the bathroom earlier, and chaos begins. The purpose of this is really to just have fun and shoot some enemies in a wave shooting style minigame. Yeah, that's it. There's really nothing more to it. You just keep blasting. But then we get time reset by some random FBI agent and her very binary-like background. Yeah, that's how you know she's one of the bad guys. Binary is evil. So Tyrone just goes to prison instead. So we immediately, after work of course, check the police station and go to try to bail Tyrone out, and for the low price of $775,000, we can do just that. Now, we can come back here and pay off the officer to either let us visit Tyrone after hours for a fee of our entire day's wages, or we can bail him out. Not happening. There is, however, a way to edit your game files, which is relatively easy. Just follow a simple guide on the Steam Community Hub. Then you can hack the money in needed to bail out Tyrone. Although, the officer is going to know that you cheated and he locks you up, which you also need to edit the game files to get out of it, if you're stupid enough to save inside the location, which the first time I did it I was, so I really don't want to do that again. Because I'm lazy and it's really not worth the effort. We're going to cheat later. We're going to cheat later, trust me. But for the time being, we're going to have to figure out another way to bail out the wife's boyfriend so that we can get her back to the house, because she kind of bailed on us. I don't know where she actually went. Out of options that we didn't even bother to explore yet, we run to our boss the next day at work and ask for a day off to visit Tyrone, but that goes about as well as expected considering we interrupted the boss and his daughter, I think, having some bonding time together in his office. Yeah, we didn't get the day off. Heading to the nightclub to blow off some steam and dream about Tyrone getting blown off, we find a shirtless bearded man out in front of the club, Jack Goldman. And after doing a little Googling, it looks like Wiki called him an alt-right manosphere podcaster with some crazy takes on all sorts of various hateful topics, whom I really never plan on watching or didn't really want to look deeper into. But the conversations in game are funny at least. Mostly about cuck things, which he won't speak to us about until we pay for his club membership, which obviously we join immediately. Be crazy not to. But before we forget, we stop by the anime girl to drop off her headache medication, which she isn't too happy about for some reason. Maybe over-the-counter pain meds just don't work for her, she needs something stronger. I don't know, she must be having really bad migraines or something. We'll find her some different drugs. Waking up on day 11, I quickly realized that life without Tyrone is pointless and I can't even bring myself to browse Reddit anymore. Also, there's no events for a while, so I think I'm just going to grind work a bit while being under eternal bliss. Almost forgot to check the garage for the baby. Yep, still there. And what else do you do when Reddit doesn't serve your cravings anymore and you don't have any more will to live from a lack of Tyrone field fapping material? Yep. You buy video games. So we made our way to Chinatown to grab some video games after seeing how much drugs would cost. God damn, drugs are expensive. Oh, also I guess we can go to the hotel to check on wife, who's sitting in an also depressed and or drunk state, wasting away while dreaming of some new BBC to satisfy her. Wait. How do they even find anything in there? Whatever, at least there's plenty of seasoned lube seeping from those fold. Oh god, why did I write that? Well, it's time to take a break from the constant work cycle and crippling lack of cuck activity by playing off-brand Chinese video games. We have Night 7, which is exactly what it sounds like, blasting your special blicky into the face of cops while equipped with an unrealistic amount of ammo that I question where Tyrone stores it. Some things aren't worth questioning. Then we have Anime Girl Genocide, honestly the optimal choice of gaming pleasure, where you get to hunt down anime girls and take away any chance of Elon Musk ever creating a real-life cat girl, along with whatever waifu that one Redditor was obsessing over before downvoting your latest comment posted on r/I wanna die with 7 BBCs in my wife's face at the Chinese hotel. Yeah, that's what he gets. Lastly, and probably the only actual game worth playing if I'm being honest, we have Cucks. The difficulty was reduced from a few patches at some point in the game's lifespan, but it still proves a decent enough challenge to destroy the ultimate. I'm assuming somebody's waifu that was bought on the Unity store from a random Humble Bundle sale. But eventually with some trial and error, I managed to beat her before beating off. And just as in real life, those games got us nothing and our endorphins are completely depleted now that we're even more depressed than we were before.
Did she just say? Oh. After all that, it just ends like that. Right? Come on, man. On God, bro. What the fuck?
Yay, video games. To celebrate, we went to the police station to tell Tyrone about our victory over Stacy and try to get approved for conjugal visits to assist wife with her BBC withdrawals.
She's suffering from BBC withdrawal. Better luck next patch. Well, alright. I'm not gonna pay the money to visit Tyrone right now because I need drugs. And $1,000 for an anime girl.
Post Cuckold's victory, we get back on task to save our glorious agent of BBC by going to the bank to apply for a loan. After being T-posed on by the bank bouncer, we patiently wait in line for our turn to apply for a loan. But we're broke and need to come back later. Man, things just keep wanting more and more money. This game's too realistic. Newly purchased Chinese knockoff Marvel t-shirt gracing my lack of any muscles on my chest. I head over to the back alley woman to purchase drugs for the anime girl. Man, she's gonna be so happy. Heading to the nightclub, we see an advertisement for a new rapper who may be playing at a nightclub near us, which is this one. So we take notes of that before heading over to the anime girl to sling our drugs. But I actually forgot to give her the drugs due to being distracted by young Roscoe's BBC. Apparently Deshaun was too, so we promptly forbade him from going, as a good cuck would. Oh, also we applied for our loan. Definitely gonna get that, right? Right? Yeah. Then we make a pit stop by Jack Goldman to join his liminal order or some shit and sell out the cuck friend we made at the bar earlier for some extra cash, as any good mentor would. Also, we got some felching advice, but I'm not sure I can get away with showing most of these conversations that I had with this guy. They're pretty graphic and really disgusting. If you want to see them, you gotta play the game for yourself, okay? We're never gonna talk to him again. To our extremely disappointing surprise, we got denied for the loan. Apparently saying save the BBC and help with her ebony craving wasn't a valid enough reason for a loan. These people just don't understand, man. So we drown our sorrows with more cheaply made misspelled merchandise before heading to the nightclub to poach or recruit a new BBC for wife. But we find Deshaun there, who of course is cool enough to get us in with the young buck, and he even gives us an extremely inspirational freestyle. He even agreed to sleep with our wife. Winning. We'll meet him at the hotel later. So before heading out to work the next day, we have Deshaun teach us how to dance, which he promptly teaches us how to do the outdated flossing maneuver. But the dentist already taught us how to do that, so it feels like money wasted. Nah, who am I kidding? Definitely not money wasted. So we dance our way to the car to head to work after receiving an invitation to the art show happening at some random location. No, I'm not downloading Korn. So we make our way, after work of course, to the art gallery to speak to, this guy who wants to, hey, a Funky Pop in the fish tank. Sweet. This is, Ashley the Leopard, a BIPOC art creator who I tried to look up information on, but came up drier than my balls after looking at her. But she has some lovely art for sale. Lovely art like HIV is empowering, and even offers service to spread her HIV to us, for a low fee, of course. The art was absolutely moving, and we also didn't want to be racist, so we made sure to bid the highest amount possible, in order to show our support to the... Actually, I don't have enough fingers to count how many causes we support. Unfortunately, we got outbid by the clearly superior anti-racist woman who used her sugar daddy money to pay for the art. Man, we need to find like a sugar Tyrone or something, for real, dude. But after the conversation with the curator and some newfound motivation, money, to become an inspirational art creator, we borrow some art supplies from Ashley, who supports our cause to free Tyrone from the evil clutches of serving his time after actually breaking the law. Alright, let's find some art that really says, cuck. Ah, perfect. We'll touch more on this amazing piece a little later when the art show actually comes up. But for now, we head to the nightclub after work, with our sort of old but newfound to her drugs and money. Then the anime girl invites us to a date at some club in Chinatown for us to pay her more money? I'm confused, but I think I'm in. Hell yeah. Now we have two things to do in Chinatown, so we make our way there to Roscoe, who we can't pay right now, so we're on the hook for even more. Alright, you keep standing there while we get your money. Then we'll watch you, plow my wife. So it turns out the club the girl was talking about was a nightclub with strippers and boobs and stuff. I'm starting to think this wasn't a date. Whatever, we'll have fun in the bathroom for a bit. There's also a nude button, but I can't show that obviously, so yeah, get cucked, boys. So we head home, anime girl-less and Roscoe-less. Oh well, time for work. The wife will just have to get plowed later. So we grind out work for several days, considering everything we need for progress is locked behind a money wall currently. Until, of course, the art auction happens, and we prance our way to let the curator know that we're ready. They're gonna love it for sure. So we pay the cover fee for the exhibition and put it up for bid, adequately named to show the world just what we are. A cuck. Someone paid $3 as a joke and didn't even take the art home with them. I kinda wonder if I can just try to sell it again later. No, actually you can't. After a conversation with the curator who had some actually really nice things to say before taking my money, we notice a blue-haired young reporter standing in the back who wants to hear our case about Tyrone and the evil law system who unrightfully imprisoned the bull. I hate that term. This might just be our ticket to freeing him though, considering we're still really broke. So we give her my mailing address since we don't have a phone, email, or really anything else to contact us with, even though we use Reddit. Strange. And we go on our way until we hear from her. We'll be talking to her later on, but for now it's back to work. So this is Wayne, a totally not crazy black helicopter conspiracist who totally doesn't accuse us of stealing his weed, or threaten to kill us multiple times throughout our journey with him. But this is a very long, very expensive quest line, so we'll have to come back to him later on when we have all the supplies we need. Weed, money, food, construction parts, and a lot more. Where in the world does he store all this stuff? Where does anybody store all this stuff? He's probably just a homeless man trying to make a home for himself. I respect it. It's fine. We'll help him out. So we get back to the grind until we can afford everything we need for all these expensive quests. In our supply runs, we decided to take a little bit of a break and do some jumping around Chinatown to bring ourselves out of bounds. So With a few strategic jumps and totally not looking up a guide on Steam how to do it, we make our way behind the scenes of Cuckdom and find a brand new super rare Funky Pop. Hell yeah. A few days later, we get some mail letting us know that the Oscars are coming soon. For some reason in Cuckland they send flyers out about it in the mail. So we go to celebrate by giving Wayne some food and weed, only for him to tell us that he actually smoked it all and just couldn't remember. So we gave him free weed anyways. Then Wayne tells us to fuck off until we got all the other stuff he requested, so back to work until Oscar time! Happy cuck noises. I don't know what a happy cuck sounds like, besides, like, maybe a fapping noise or something. Anyways, the Oscars is a play on Will Smith punching Chris Rock, but in this world, well, just watch.
Gonna be the new Mr. Clean. 21st century, gotta make everything black and female. And there ain't a balder bitch than her out there, that's for sure. How'd she find so many men to sleep with anyway, huh? Now I know some of y'all out there in the audience, so come on, let me know. Really like them bald bitches? Or is it you just fuck with old Cuck here? For real though, Jada, put that thing away, girl. I look out in the crowd, I'm like, damn, someone shining a light in my eye? But nah, it's just a reflection off your bald ass head. You put wax on that thing, show is shiny. Oh, hey, Cuck Smith is coming up on stage. What's good, fella? What can I help you with?
You never gonna insult my wife again, motherfucker.
Now, knowing a fellow cuck is in danger, we can't just stand idly by and let the injustice happen to this man. So we head out to the prison the next day to talk to Cuck Smith. And after a small chat with him about cuck stuff or something, he offers us a deal that Tyrone won't let us refuse. Avenge his wife's honor with the power of gang-related violence, and he'll pay us more than enough money to solve all of our problems. But, yeah, so this quest was never finished, and it goes nowhere. So, next option. A few kind words from the police officer later. I know, it's weird to me too. We start back our grind, and fuck it, we're cheating. Newly and totally legitimate money in our hands, we can actually progress in some of those damn quest lines we've been putting off. So after making sure Tyrone Jr. hasn't left his prison yet, we head to the bank to become a Diamond VIP member immediately and find a new, very high-class Funky Pop. Next up, Chinatown. We badger the GameStar employee about the giant Funky Pop until he caves in and sells it to us for a very affordable price of $80,000. Obviously we can't say no to that, right? Then we buy all the construction equipment we may ever need at the hardware shop for Wayne and begin another unbearable grind for more tickets at the arcade. So many, in fact, that the arcade mommy, as she calls herself, offers us a special prize if we get enough tickets. So I cheat again. Hello, date night. Heading over to the Star Cucks, despite their lack of soy beverages, we patiently wait for our date to arrive. Somehow she didn't stand us up. The fuck? We leave to go to the corner store for extra soy beverages to share instead of just buying a coffee and begin explaining to our new potential recruit to join in our cuckery. But for whatever reason, she gets weirded out by the thought of being in an open relationship with us and letting us watch her get plowed by large black men that she runs off and tells us never to talk to her again. The audacity of some people, man, I swear. Whatever. I'm gonna go pay Roscoe now. So before going to watch our wife get plowed, we finally managed to find our way to the bricked off room and, yeah, moving on. Long story short, we aren't allowed to watch wife be plowed, and we're told to stop being selfish and to get out. Which we begrudgingly do. Gotta do what's best for wife or some shit, right? We'll check on her later. We wake up the next day finding some graffiti on the side of our home, which Deshaun seems to know absolutely nothing about, so we grab some harsh chemicals and clean it off. We'll catch that pesky vandal someday. We also need 30 branches from shaking down trees around the neighborhood for Wayne, which is extremely tedious and actually takes ages running around for because they don't always drop when we shake the trees. So we have to make multiple trips to do it. But it's finally time to head over to the MSNPC and talk to the reporter who has an invisibility cloak or something. Because she's definitely not here, but we eventually find the correct spot to stand on to talk to her. And we start the scene. Apparently Tyrone is an award-winning chemist who is on his way to class when being arrested by officers and the reporter called to action for protests in front of some random building. I guess it wasn't fully dishonest, considering he was attending the school of fucking as Tyrone and making chemistry with our wife. Hashtag free Tyrone. Obviously, we need to check out the protesters, though, so heading over to the kiosk they set up for riot supplies like spray paint and dildos, we convinced the nice pink-haired crackhead lady that we're down for the cause and get not only a t-shirt, but some spray paint to build notoriety about Tyrone. Under any means necessary. Any means. I cheated. And what more of a peaceful way to do that than to vandalize everything under the sun so that the authorities get the hint that we aren't here to commit crime or any public disturbances. So we head inside after making our way home to turn on the TV once again, and like a mindless NPC, we sit and watch the public media announcement to reveal that the president himself has pardoned Tyrone along with several $1 million into his pocket for the atrocities committed against him as a dedicated scholar and scientist. Guys, I think we did it. I think he's actually free. Despite what Deshaun may think about the whole situation, Tyrone is free. We need to gloat to the police officer. Too bad we can't say goodbye to Cuck Smith. So we celebrate by learning the Fortnite dance from Deshaun before prepping Tyrone's return to the front lawn. Speaking of, Tyrone came to gloat and take all of our money for old time's sake, before completely abandoning us and going to actually live a clearly well-deserved life that he earned through his own hard work and dedication in all of his studies. Be free, you majestic motherfucker. So we head out to Chinatown immediately to let wife know about Tyrone, and yes, we forgot to go back after the Roscoe situation. Oops. But she isn't very happy about Tyrone's freedom, considering this means that it's still no BBC for her. Honestly, I consider this a win, but Cuck will probably never see his wife again, so we're gonna spend our time on, self-improvement. And by self-improvement, I mean helping Wayne finally. So we crump at the pharmacist for a moment before heading back to Wayne with the supplies he asked for ages ago. This part, however, requires a lot of downtime in between parts, so I kind of wish I would have gotten to it earlier, but I'm very bad at time management. So we take this time to check on Tyrone Jr. and the new Funky Pop that we had bought from the GameStop. We teach Deshaun some dance moves of our own and tie up some other loose ends that we may have had. Mostly finding more Funky Pops. Oh, and working. Lots of working. After what feels like a lifetime of just not really being a cuck and living life as a normal soy-fueled man-child, single father with too much time on his hands and not enough testosterone for a newborn child, our car gets vandalized by the same rapscallion as before, but it has some language on there that I can't actually display, unfortunately, so instead we just move on to getting the car fixed with the brand new coat of paint from this incredibly tall man. Or we're just really short. Honestly, I don't know. Fittingly masculine purple car in tow, we head over to the art gallery to check out some of the president's son's paintings, which despite being a crack addict or whatever the hell he is, some of them actually look really cool and trippy. So we do what any reasonable cuck would and do a purchase of every single one of these terrifying things. A guy has to get his drug and or bail money somehow, right? It really is inspirational how he managed to sneak his drugs into the very rehab facility he attended just to keep his artistic vision alive. What a great guy. Well, now Wayne's bunker is finished, so we head down and... What the hell? How did he build this? Whatever. We can't actually do anything here yet, and he gives us some large explanation about how bad the government is and that they're spying on us or something, but... I mean, we get a new pair of shades out of it. Anyways, time to wait another week. Woo. In our downtime, we get more graffiti issues, but this time on our face, which I also can't actually show. But it's bad enough this time where we head to the police to let them know what happened while ensuring that we don't delete the evidence on our face. The officer, however, accuses our son, Deshaun, as the vandal. We become deeply offended at the thought of that because it's probably racially motivated somehow. But we ask Deshaun about it anyways. He laughs at us a bit, and then we wash off our face. So it's time to return to Wayne, and he lets us know more about his plans. Apparently he requires us to do all the grunt work because they suspect someone who looks like him, a scientific mastermind, or someone like us, a science-loving, innocent, fuck it. They wouldn't suspect a cuck. So we get a pair of glasses that allows us to see the feds, who are always hiding in plain sight apparently, and a machine that does something or another. Honestly, I wasn't listening. I just want to finish at this point. So I did what he told me, and found a Funky Pop on the way. We wait a night, grab the machine, and return to Wayne once again, who proves to us that he isn't quite as crazy as we thought. But we still deny everything, of course, because there's no absolute proof that we can't cope against. Day 66, and we're close to the end of this quest. We just need one more thing to power Wayne's contraption and get things moving to see whatever the portal that he's creating is. Maybe a portal to Endless Wives, which we can watch being clam-slammed into oblivion. Or something that would make more sense. It could be either one. Wayne tells us that we need batteries, and what kind we need specifically, but after refusing to help him, he threatens to kill our whole family plus Tyrone somehow. I don't know how he'd find Tyrone, but we happily agree to help him. We scavenge our way around everywhere possible to find Tesla car batteries, eventually finding ourselves at the nightclub, which we spend tons of money at to get the attention of the owner, the Don. We walk down an oddly dark hallway to the next WWE star about our car battery issue and let him know everything about the situation. He lets us know that it's no trouble and he'll give us the batteries as long as we sell our soul to him. Which, that isn't even an issue because that shit is tainted as fuck anyways. You know, from all the cooking. So we glide our way out of the nightclub to let Wayne know that we've done it. Wayne thinks we sold our soul to a demon, but we know better. Those don't exist. So we wait for the batteries to arrive. When the batteries arrive, Wayne is still not satisfied and berates us for the batteries we acquired for him. Even though they work, so he can shut up. Now we get to play around with the machine, a teleporting machine that can send us to different spots based off of XYZ coordinate locations that we can type into the machine. You can get the same effect by editing your game files, but I mean, come on, this is way cooler. It was worth the wait. So this was the last quest we actually had, and now it's a matter of just finishing up. We look up the coordinates for various different places we need to find the remainder of our Funky Pops, see if we could have broken Tyrone out of prison, if he wasn't already out of prison, and get threatened by Wayne a few more times, and generally just have fun goofing off with the machine. You can type in random coordinates, but there's a very good chance that you're just going to get stuck into oblivion and not actually be able to get back, so I just looked them up. There's guides on Steam for all this stuff. It's pretty easy, honestly. But that's it. We didn't really get all the achievements or anything like that, but we had to at least get all of the Funky Pops to feel like we completed the game in some sense. So, in the end, we just sort of end up alone. Just with our frenemy Wayne by our side. No wife, no Tyrone, a couple of children that hate us, and nothing to show for it. But, actually, you know what? No, we made this idiot's life amazing compared to what it was before. Not being a cuck for a few months literally changed everything for this dumbass. Besides the fact that he's still a cuck, but, I mean, we got Funky Pops, so who cares? Honestly, I spent way too much time on this game. So, if you made it to this part of the video and you actually liked it, just consider leaving a like. Maybe subscribing too. The game is fun and the dialogue is funny and it's overall a good meme for the few dollars that it costs. There's a couple of things that had happened in the game that I either couldn't show or left out. So there's more content waiting if you do feel like playing it yourself. But if you don't want to, that's fine. As long as you subscribe. Thanks for watching, boys. Oh, and, for the love of God, don't be a cuck.